Street dogs are born without planning and without protection. They arrive on sidewalks, behind shops, near drains, or under broken stairs. The first sound they learn is the constant roar of traffic. The first smell they know is dust mixed with food waste. For them, survival starts even before awareness. A street dog wakes up before the city fully moves, not from habit, but from noise. Buses start their engines, their rumbles shaking the ground. Vendors drag their carts across the pavement, a grating sound that signals the start of another day. Other dogs pass through invisible borders, marking their territories. Territory matters immensely because food is limited and safety is fragile. Finding food is the main task of every single day. It's a relentless quest that is never guaranteed. Sometimes there's a pile of leftover rice near a restaurant. Sometimes there is nothing at all. Hunger isn't a dramatic event for a street dog. It's a constant, gnawing presence. They learn which streets offer better chances and, just as importantly, which humans are likely to throw stones instead of scraps. Water is searched for in the same way. A leaking pipe becomes an oasis. A puddle after a rainstorm is a temporary well. A bowl left outside by one house that remembers kindness is a lifesaver. Clean water is a rare luxury. Because of this, sickness starts easily and heals slowly, if at all. Street dogs understand routine better than they understand comfort. They know when school ends because children sometimes drop snacks. They know the timing of the garbage truck because new scraps appear in its wake. They learn which security guard will ignore them and which one will chase them away with a stick. Rest happens in short, fragmented pieces. A brief nap under a parked car. A moment of warmth beside a recently used engine. A piece of cardboard soaked with oil becomes a bed. Sleep is always light. Their ears stay alert, twitching at every sound. A sudden shout can turn into a painful kick. A car horn can signal an immediate threat. Injuries are a common part of life. Broken legs from speeding bikes that never stop. Deep cuts from broken glass hidden in the trash. Burns from hot asphalt in the summer sun. There is no treatment plan, no veterinarian to visit. Pain simply becomes part of movement. A limp becomes a normal way of walking. Healing depends entirely on time and luck. Other dogs are not always friends. Packs often form for defense, not for affection. Fights happen constantly over a morsel of food or a patch of shade. The hierarchy is strict and unforgiving. The weak and the small eat less, if they eat at all. Puppies learn fear from their very first moments. Female dogs face another layer of hardship. Being in heat brings unwanted and often violent attention from males. Pregnancy is a massive risk when you have no safe place to rest. Puppies are born without shelter, exposed to the elements and every danger. Many do not survive their first week. Loss is a frequent and silent event. Humans are the most unpredictable element of all. Some will feed a dog without even making eye contact. Some will shout and chase them for no apparent reason. Some will show kindness one day and cruelty the next. Dogs learn to read faces. They remember the hands that feed and the hands that harm. Trust is selective, and it is earned very, very slowly. Children might play with the dogs until an adult teaches them to be afraid. Adults tend to ignore the dogs until they become an inconvenience. The dogs notice this shift. They learn to stay closer to the ground, to move away from crowds, to make themselves as invisible as possible. Rain changes everything. Dry sleeping spots disappear in an instant. The smells that guide them to food are washed away. The cold, wet nights increase the chance of sickness. All a dog can do is curl into a tight ball, trying to preserve warmth and wait for morning. Summer isn't any easier. The asphalt burns their paws. Thirst becomes an urgent, desperate need. Shade becomes a precious currency. You'll see them choosing the narrow shadows of buildings over the wide, open roads. Their movements slow down, conserving every bit of energy. Despite all this, street dogs are masters of adaptation. They learn the shortcuts through the city's maze of alleyways. They understand signals with perfect clarity. A lifted stick means danger. A soft voice means pause. They read the city like a complex map written in sounds and smells. Street dogs sometimes form quiet, unspoken bonds. Two dogs might sleep near each other for months, sharing a small patch of pavement. There's no ownership, no promise. It's just a shared space, a mutual understanding. When one of them disappears, the other might wait for a few days, then simply move on. Death is common, and it is not dramatic. It's a body on the roadside. Traffic just moves around it. Life continues without a pause. Other dogs might sniff the body and then walk away. There is no ritual, no mourning. There is only absence. And yet, street dogs also experience moments of calm. The simple warmth of sunlight on concrete, a full stomach, just once in a while. A gentle hand that scratches behind the ear without demanding anything in return. These moments don't last, but they register. They matter. Street dogs don't dream of homes. They don't sit around imagining a rescue. Their world is immediate. They respond to what exists right now. Hunger, safety, warmth, threat, and relief. Their life isn't heroic, and it isn't tragic in a theatrical way. It is practical and completely exposed. Every day is a problem to be solved, step by step. Street dogs live without explanation. They don't ask why the world is the way it is, why the city moves around them with such indifference. They just learn how to fit between its wheels. This is how they live. Not waiting, not hoping, just continuing. If you ever see a street dog, remember their story. A small act of kindness, like a bowl of clean water or some food, can make a world of difference in their day. Thank you for watching. Please consider supporting your local animal rescue organizations. Subscribe for more stories that connect us to the world around us.